related problems at the Zimmer plant. I'm not sure that many of us here fully understand why this is an important area. Can you briefly explain why the NRC puts so much emphasis on welding, welders, and welding procedures?
I'll let some of my experts do that for you.
I'll attempt to respond. When you look at the reactor system itself, which includes the pressure vessel and all the piping, all the essential safety-related systems, there's generally 3 or 4 aspects that are not lesser important than others, but are very important. The structure they're in, the supports that hold them up, okay, the electrical systems that control and provide the valve operations, etc., and then the actual piping integrity itself. In other words, the system itself is designed to provide water in case of an accident to the core. The plant is designed to operate at 1,000 pounds pressure. The wells which are in place to support the piping, to weld the piping joints, the spool pieces together, to provide the structural strength, are equally as important as the pipe or the structural beam itself. Therefore, the quality assurance program requires up front that all welding be performed in a set, specific manner. And that's, we then have requirements, the ASME and the NRC both have requirements that procedures will be qualified for specific types of welds, that the welders who perform those procedures will be adequately qualified to do that, to perform that activity, and that the weld material control be adequate, such that the appropriate weld rod material, the filler metal, is installed, and that the inspection program be such that the welds themselves, as they are being processed from the roots, all of the root, or depending on what the requirements are, the base weld all the way through the completion of the weld is adequately subjected to the non-destructive test requirements, realizing that that varies depending on the type of system and the type of weld it is. But basically the welds are the material that holds the systems together, if you will.
Thank you.
You mentioned qualified or certified welders. Does the NRC have a list of welds produced by welders who are not certified for the specific kind of work to which they were assigned?
I will respond to that in that the quality confirmation will determine the status of the welder's qualifications today and all the way back to about 2,400 welders who have been on site over the last 7 to 9 years.
Okay, it is retroactive.
Right, and then the welds that those individuals performed will have to be determined, will need to be determined, and then if the people were not qualified, then the appropriate corrective action will be taken. Realizing that there may be some engineering, design work that will be and will have to be done to support some of the welds that can't be, where the welders can't be specifically traced. This would include, engineering would include non-destructive testing, destructive testing, and there are a number of programs that will have to be presented by the licensee to show that the welds themselves are adequate to perform the function they were designed to perform.
Have any welders who were working on certified projects been taken off those projects and put on non-certified welding so that they will not fail tests and so that they will not need to be recertified?
Your specific question, I'm not sure I can respond to it. As you probably know, in July and August, due to documentation problems or lack of objective evidence, the licensee was required, out of 460 on-site welders, to requalify approximately 100. Out of the 100 in that range, there were 4 who were not able to requalify, realizing that the welders, of the 100 welders, and there are more than that, where the problem exists, that they will have to go through the nonconformance reporting system and determine and disposition the welds that those individuals performed. And I guess I would like to characterize that if one welder, and we're talking about 2,400, was qualified to weld to 10 procedures, and you can multiply that out as easy as I can, and let's just say 10% of those welders, or a few percent of those welders, they can't substantiate the qualification, then you can, and each of those weld procedures produced hundreds and hundreds of welds, okay? I can't even describe the number of welds that we're dealing with to date. It will have to be on a computer program, and we will monitor that, and we'll have to identify the areas and the specific welds, and then the individual welds. When you get really down into the field, the individual welds will be looked at.
Certainly an indication that good quality assurance actually saves money, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I think you can say that without even taking a second breath. We are today doing that which should have been done in the beginning, and if it had been done, we wouldn't be here. The records review program would be just a large audit, and they would just be putting things together. The quality confirmation program, in some cases, has been going on upwards of a year now.